Hearty welcome to all dear students to the basic science class. In the previous class, we have learned about the water and its properties. Let's revise these points. Okay. Water can flow. Water can carry heat. Water is a liquid, so it can take the shape of the container which it contains. Water can exist in three states of matter, that is liquid, solid and gas, as water, ice and water vapor. Water can dissolve many substances as compared to other solvents or liquids. So water is termed as universal solvent. Solute is a substance which dissolves. Solvent is a medium in which the solute dissolves. Solute dissolves in a solvent and makes the solution. Water maintains its level. And the next one is several objects floats on water while several other substance which sinks in water. It is because of the variation of density among substances. By using these properties of water, let's have our first activity, that is activity number 1. The first question, suppose a mineral water plant is established near to your house, how will it affect you? Once more, suppose a mineral water plant is established near to your house, how it will affect you. And the second one, after applying chemical fertilizers, we should irrigate the crop. Why? Which property of water is used here? These are the two questions in activity number 1. Okay. So in short, in the previous class, we learned the properties of water and how to measure the liquids. Okay. Then observe this model of Earth. Our Earth is a blue planet. Why it is called so? Yes, because 2/3 of our Earth is full of water. Which is the largest source of water? Yes, it's oceans and seas. Can you drink seawater? No. Why? It is not used for drinking purpose. Yes, it is saline. That means it is salty. So it cannot be used for household purposes, agriculture, industrial use, etc. So it is not useful to us. It is only used for making salt, right? Okay, 97 out of 100 or 97% of total water on Earth is saline water. So it is of no use. Observe these pictures. These are the pictures of poles of Earth. That is North Pole, Arctic region, and South Pole, that is Antarctic region. These places are densely covered with thick coverings of snow. Not only poles, there are other regions of Earth covered with snow. The major portion of pure water found in this form of snow. The high mountains like the Himalayas, certain snowy rivers, even snow-filled desert are there in the earth. So 97% are saline water. Balance 2%, nearly 2% is stored in the form of glaciers, means as ice. It cannot be used. And after all, last balance, nearly 1% of water is the only available source to us for all purposes. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is an English poet have a famous quote that says, "Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink." And translated to Malayalam, "വെള്ളം വെള്ളം സർവത്ര തുള്ളി കുടിപ്പാനില്ലത്രേ." Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. It's so intelligent saying, right? Nearly 99% of water on Earth's surface is not useful to us. So we should conserve this 1% of water, isn't it? So we should use water very carefully because there are very small quantity of water is available for our uses. How will you spend water in your home? Which are the occasions that you consume more water than you needed? So you may waste this precious resource, isn't it? Let's do our activity number 2. Activity number 2. Which are the water resources available in your house? And the second question, which are the instances that you spend more water? How it will be minimized? First question, which are the water resources available in your house? It may be a well, it may be a pond, or it may be a water connection, whatever it may be. And the second one, which are the instances that you spend more water? How it will be minimized? Observe these pictures. How will you brush your teeth? A running tap is witnessing your brushing. Yes, right. Bathing by a shower or using a bucket for bathing, which is more water consuming. In April-May season, we face the difficulty by shortage of water. How will you overcome these days? Did you practice it in the rainy season? Find out the answers to each questions and add to your answers. We now understand that there was a small percentage of water is available to us for our uses. But what is the condition of these pure water resources? Observe these pictures. What a shocking pictures they are. All the pure water resources that can be used for household purposes, agricultural purposes, etc. are polluted in a terrible way. The life of people will be so bad. How the organisms that are living in water survive? All the living organisms, including human life, will be under dreadful condition or under threat. Who is responsible for this? Who is responsible for this? We are all responsible for this. How the water resources are being polluted? Let's examine one by one. There are a group of 3 factors that this teacher is presenting before you. You can add more and more points to this list. Okay. The first one is by cleaning. Water can dissolve many substances. We studied that property of water. So, water is used to dissolve dirt. It is used for cleaning clothes, cleaning automobiles, cleaning cattle, and bathing themselves. By these activities, water bodies are polluted. And the second one is by throwing waste. Wastes from markets, shops, etc. disposed to water bodies. Useless objects like paper, plastic bottles, and other plastic wastes are disposed to the water bodies. These disposals polluted water bodies. So the second point is by throwing wastes. First point is by cleaning, and the second one is by throwing waste. And the third one is effluents from agriculture and industrial fields. Chemical fertilizers and pesticides are dissolved in water and reach the water bodies. Industrial wastes are disposed to the nearby rivers and thus polluted. The hot water from factories flows to the nearest water body and affect the life of water organisms. So these are the main points why the water bodies are polluted. Is the water bodies are the places to dispose our waste materials? We should develop a healthy water culture which will resist the water pollution and its causes. There are places in the world that have this beautiful culture where cleanliness can be seen. These pictures shows the developed countries and their model of development. They will not treat the rivers as dumping places for waste materials. Do you heard about Venice in Italy? It is known as floating city because city is filled with water and there are no roads. Places are connected with canals. Try to watch the video of Venice through Safari TV or YouTube. It's a wonder how intelligently they make their city a spot of tourist attraction. Kerala have 44 rivers and a number of lakes. So we should well aware of water pollution and its preventive measures. Then let's do the activity number 3. The first question, how water pollutes? And the second one, is there any polluted water body near to you? How will you conserve it? I repeat the question once again. The first question is how water pollutes. And the second one, is there any polluted water body near to you? Maybe a pond, a river, something like that. Okay. How will you conserve it? How will you conserve that polluted water body? Okay. When did our water bodies filled with water? Yes, it is in the rainy season. Water is distributed through rain. How rain forms? Let's make an experiment. Boil some water in a vessel. After some time, water vapors forms. Now cover the vessel with a lid and open it after 2 minutes. You can see water drops attached to the lid. There are two processes taking place. That is, water absorbs heat and becomes water vapor. So, a liquid absorbs heat and becomes gaseous state. This process is called evaporation. Evaporation. Then water vapor releases heat, cools and becomes water again. That is, a gas cools down and becomes liquid. This process is called condensation. These are the two processes that leads to rain. Water from the water bodies absorbs heat of sun and becomes water vapor. This water vapor cools and becomes clouds. Clouds again cools and starts rain. The water again reaches earth. Then it heats again and this process repeats. It's a cyclic process, so it is termed as water cycle. So let's have our activity number 4. The first question, how rain happens? Explain the evaporation. Explain based on the evaporation and condensation. Okay, activity number 4, how rain happens. Explain by the evaporation and condensation. Today's class we have discussed about water scarcity, conservation of water, water pollution and its reasons, and again rain formation. Okay. We have studied about the properties of water, water pollution, its reasons, ways for controlling water pollution, and the importance of conserving water. We understand that it's our duty to preserve water and to save it from pollution. Children should take part in such activities, so we should conserve water and give awareness to our family members regarding this issue. Okay. We know that the main source of water is rain. Does we conserve rainwater? How it is done in olden days? They make large pools or ponds, large pool that collect rainwater. How can we preserve rainwater for further use or future use? Do you heard about MGNREGS? Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. It's a central scheme. In Kerala, we call it as Tozhilurappu Paddhati. They are making rain pits in our homestead. Did you see it? What is its use? For what purpose it's made? Let's see. After the rain, water run off through the surface and reach a river, then to the sea. It will decrease our groundwater level. Water should enter into deeper soil and it will enrich the groundwater reserve. Try to dig a pit in your courtyard after the rain. It is the water that reaches the deeper regions of the soil. Is this reaches the deep regions? Or it is seen on the surface only? Why the water does not reach the deeper regions of the soil? Rain pits are a solution for this problem. By making rain pits, water reaches deep in soil and enriches the groundwater there. In our state, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme carried out these type of water conservation methods. So, try to visit a rain harvesting pit near to your home and observe how it is helpful. Please ask your company of elders with you, otherwise it will lead to a danger. Okay. Take a photograph and upload it to your class group so that your friends also can see it. Which are the methods for conservation of rainwater? Let's discuss some of them. The first one is rain harvesting pits. We already discussed about it. Making small pits in our homestead will increase the water absorption capacity of soil near to the pit, thereby increase in the level of groundwater. Second one is construction of mud walls. These are small walls made up of soil or stones to decrease the speed of runaway water. Thus the water filtered or ooze into the soil. And the third one is contour farming. Look at the picture. In hilly areas, because of the slope, soil and water easily run to the foot of the slope. By making rows around the hill or steps around the hill, the rainwater can soak into the soil. So the soil erosion is prevented. The sloping land cut into different layers and thus forming a beautiful scenery, right? This otherwise called contour farming or sloping land cut into different layers. Okay. And the next one, the fourth one is preparing basins around trees. You can see it around the coconut tree in your courtyard. It helps to prevent water from flowing, thus it is easy to the tree to absorb water. This water oozes into the soil, thus roots can easily absorb it. It's also a method for conservation of rainwater. And the next and the fifth one is rainwater storage tanks. Rainwater collected in our terrace can be collected through pipes and stored in a tank. This water after purification can be used for even drinking purpose. Next one is well recharging. The collected rainwater after filtration can be directly pumped into the well, thus the water level in the wells can be raised. Next method is silpoline water storage tank. This is comparatively a new method of rainwater harvesting. In this method, broad pits are made and silpoline sheets spread out. This rainwater can be collected in huge amount for further use. It can be used for agricultural purposes. So here comes our activity number 1. Write a brief note about water conservation methods. You can add more points to this answer which is depicted in your textbook. Okay. We studied all about the peculiarities of water, its uses, importance, water pollution, ways to avoid pollution, etc. But do remember the flood in 2018 in Kerala? We suffered a lot in that heavy rains. Which are the other catastrophes related to water that you know? In your list, there may be floods, sea turbulence, soil erosion, landslides, etc. What are the reasons behind these disasters? The activities of human beings may be a reason, and scientific buildings, concreting, may be one of these are the reasons. Here comes our activity number 2. Write a brief note on a water disaster that you have faced. Write a brief note on water disasters that you have faced. And the second one, list out the water disasters. We cannot control the natural disasters, but we can control the detrimental effect of these calamities. There are methods to prevent these disasters. Let's go through it. First one is floods. We can introduce better warning system and protect wetlands, conserve forest. And the second one, mudslides. Plant trees, grasses along the sides And the second one, by applying contour farming, we can reduce mudslides. Then the next one is landslide. Control soil erosion and conserve forest are the measures to lessen its effects. Next one is drowning. Give training in swimming. That is the main way for drowning. Then the next one is coastal erosion. Mangroves should be conserved. Plants having fibrous roots should be planted. We studied about fibrous roots and tap roots. Right. Fibrous roots. Examples are grasses. We say that we cannot control the natural disasters, but we can just be alert or to lessen its effects by rescue operations. You may heard about Red Cross and other organizations who take part in rescue operations all over the world. Junior Red Cross is working in our school. You may be aware of the help of fishermen in 2018 flood in Kerala. They worked along with Army, Navy, Air Force and other local people. Fishermen treated as heroes at that time. Everyone admired them for their brave act. It will be a role model to us. We should take part in such organizations like Junior Red Cross, Scout and Guides, NCC, National Service Scheme, etc. These organizations make you ready and give training to handle these disasters. They teach us how to help others. We should take part in such activities, right? Then the activity number 3. First question. Collect information about organizations which help in disasters. And the second one. Prepare a photo album by collecting pictures of natural disasters. So this is enough for today and our second chapter is over. Let's prepare for a unit test in the very next class itself. Okay.